A good day, peace, love, and light to you all, family. Welcome to another YouTube video with me, your host, Mathix Mashangu. Now, on today's video, I want to talk to you about water. I want to talk to you about water. There's so much to say when it comes to water. Water is a very important element. Water is a very important element on one's spiritual journey. Water is what heals. Water is what births. For water is the subconscious mind. Water is the womb. Water is memory. Water is a lot of things. Now, I want to show you an example. As you can see, right, water exists in many states. Well, the first state that you can see it in is the normal state that we understand it to be in, which is the liquid. And then it also exists in a gaseous state, which is a finer vibration. And then it can also exist in a solid state. So water can take on three forms or three manifestations, just as you can exist in those states. You could be a spiritual being, or you could be manifested in the higher planes, which would be the gaseous, the mist that you can see, or you can be manifested in the more liquidy stages, which would be the ethereal, or you could be manifested in the liquid stage, which is the ethereal, or you could be solid, which is now the physical body. This is the physical. So the spirit, soul, and the physical body. Gas, liquid, solid, or ice. So water is a very powerful element. In fact, it's one of the most powerful elements out of all the elements, because it can switch up. It can take on many different states. Now, what does water represent? Water represents, especially when you dream about it, water represents the subconscious mind. That's what water represents. It represents the subconscious mind. So that's why when a lot of people are getting baptized, be it in religion or in whatever practices or fields of spirituality, they get baptized by the river, by the water, because that represents also the underworld. It represents the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is the part of you that you use to connect with your ancestors. So that's why the baptism takes place by the water, because water is also memory. It represents ancient memory. It is the triple darkness of space, which is known as Nut. It is the primordial aspects of yourself. So you being baptized in water is symbolic of the remembrance of yourself. It's the remembrance of your melanin. It also represents that melanin. It represents that connecting with the ancient part of you, that ancient primordial aspect of yourself. Because when you get baptized, what happens is that you connect with your ancestors. It is the opening up of your Akashic records. It's your memory. It's you being baptized in the knowledge of your higher self, that which you have forgotten about yourself, the 90%. So this represents the 90%. This is 90%. This is why you see the earth being about 70 to 80% water. Your body is about 70 to 80% water. Your brain functions in a sense where 10% is the conscious and 90% is the subconscious. You see, so that subconscious is represented by water. So in those days where you are having dreams, let's say you have dreams of being in water. Many people dream about being in water. You have to decode or deduce those dreams by checking what's the state of the water, because the state of the water in your dreams will let you know about the message. So let's just say you are in murky, dirty, brown water. That represents a different state. It could represent a fogginess within your consciousness. If you are in clean water or you are in waterfalls, that represents a different state. It represents clarity. So when you dream about water, most of the time, it also could mean that you are umuntu wasemanzini, you are a being of the water, you are connected to the water, because as people we are connected to different elements. Some people are much more connected, or they get connected to their ancestors when they're up on the mountain, so they are more earthly based, they are more earth element when they are putting their feet within the soil. Some people connect more with their people when they're around fire. You know, some people just when they take deep breaths, that's when they connect. So they are much more air elements. Some people deal with all of them. It's what you call the avatars. You know, we are all the avatars, but there's certain elements that we are much more locked into. So some people are marine beings. You know, they deal with the water. So this is the womb. This is the womb. In fact, when you look at water, it is a reflection of what is in space. You know, especially if you look at the ocean, all those creatures that are in there, from giant squids to dolphins to different, you know, they say that we know more about space than we do about water or what is in the ocean, because this is the subconscious. There's so much to it that we don't know, just as there's so much to our own subconscious minds that we don't know. So this is a very powerful force. So if you want to connect with yourself, you have to connect to water, because water also holds memory. This is why they say they did an experiment, this Chinese man, Emoto something, where they took bottles of water, right, and then they wrote words on it. On one, they wrote on a piece of paper, "I love you," and then they put water, a glass of water there. Then the other one, they wrote, "I hate you," and then they put a glass of water there. And then a different one, they wrote something else, and then they put a glass of water. And then the water molecules absorb the vibration of the words. Remember, words are frequencies, words are vibration. So water holds memory. It absorbed the vibration of the water, and then it stored it. And then so they froze those water particles. And then when they looked at the water particles, the crystallization of it through a microscope, the particles of the water that were frozen from the words such as "I hate you" and "I want to kill you," those were more misaligned. They were not crystallized properly. But from the ones that was written "I love you" and things like that, the crystallization, the water crystallized in such a way that it was beautiful. The geometric patterns of the water was much more beautiful. So this also explains why certain people heal through water. You can pray you could pray for a glass of water and give it to someone who's sick, and they can heal, because water has that. It carries that vibration. So that's why when you carry negative thoughts about yourself, you attract those things, because remember, the thought is the vibration. And then the water, which is your blood and all your liquids, your chemicals, they hold that. They hold that as a memory, and thus then they feed it back to you. Remember, it's your subconscious mind. This is the power. So it feeds that back to you. So that's why your thoughts become things, because your thoughts will be picked up by what? It'll be picked up by the water within you, your blood and all of that. And then it is going to act it out. This is what they mean when they say that as a man thinketh, so is he. That's what it's about. It's the water inside of you, feeding you. Remember, blood is a liquid crystal. Blood is a liquid crystal. If you look at blood, frozen particles, or if you just look at blood under a microscope, it forms, it is a crystal. It is a crystal. So water is very, 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 very important, because you yourself are water. You yourself are water. So you have to now understand what you put inside of your water. Are you putting in clean things, or are you putting in dirty things? Huh? I'm in water right now. I'm literally I'm breathing in. I'm a marine being right now. All this mist around me. This is always happening. It's just that on other days it's much less denser. It's much less denser. Today you can see it much more vividly, you know, because of the mist. But this is always basically happening. We are marine beings breathing air. We are marine beings breathing air. So water is that. It's a womb. It's a womb. Remember that in the amniotic waters of your mother, you are in a liquid. You are in water. So you are surrounded by primordial waters. In Kabbalah, they speak about the triple darkness of space. The Ein Sof, the Ein Sof O. Those are the stages of nothingness before the creator manifests into something. Remember, nothing doesn't mean emptiness. Nothing just simply means not a thing. So when they say that in the beginning there was nothing, they don't mean that it was empty. They mean that God was not a thing, or the creator was not any specific manifestation. It was there without manifestation. So then later it manifested, and then water, it manifested in that same process of water, from the gas to the liquid to the solid. You know, the spirit, soul, and the physical density as it is. Woohoo! 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 Oh man! Oh, you know, when you begin to dabble in the mysteries of the universe, in the mysteries of why things are the way they are, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's an orgasm. It's so. Oh my goodness me. Everything is water. Okay, let me give you another example. Have you noticed how some of things that have to do with creation are liquid also? White particularly. They have to do with this white, this purity. Sperm is white. An egg, a yolk, there's a part of the egg that's white. Milk, things that have to do with life. Milk, white liquid. So this water, it comes in many different forms, but it is an intelligence. It is an intelligence. It is moisture. It moisturizes you. It is the bridge between the invisible and the physical. It is that point that connects the two. It connects the two, the invisible and the physical. So I'm trying to see, there's so much I could say about water. There's so much I could say about water, but I didn't want to make this a long video. So for now, this is where I'm going to stop the video. So remember, water is memory, subconscious. So if you want to work with water, talk to your water. Before you drink it, pray over it. You know, pray over the water. Give it those intentions. Give it those, do this in my body. Speak to it. Say, I genetically modify you to heal this person. I genetically alter you. Or tell it, alter yourself to become the healing component for this person. You see, and it'll do that because remember that it is a memory. It carries that ability to hold memory. It stores that. So that's what I have for you today on water, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, love, and light. Much love. Let's do this. This is just me adding a dramatic effect to this video.